Welcome to another pick a card reading. As mentioned in the title, today's reading is going to talk about what you are going to love about them. This is like the flip side of the previous video I did, like what they love about you. So this is what you love about them. This could be a soulmate, this could be a future spouse, this could be a partner, this could be your next romantic relationship, or this could even be a twin flame. But also it could be like just a friend or somebody. But when I was channeling for this video and I got the idea, I was leaning more towards romantic than, something that is platonic. So there is that. Besides that, I also wanted to mention that when it comes to what you love about them, um, this video also specifically covers things that you observe about them, little details that probably other people don't end up saying, but you end up saying and loving about them. So there is that. So as always, I have 4 piles for you to choose from. The first one is pleasure. This is the imagery and this is the stone. The second one is security. This is the imagery and this is the stone. The third one is taking risks. This is the imagery and this is the stone. And the last one is success with this imagery and the stone. So as always, take as long as you like to choose your pile. If you want, pause the video. Please choose the pile that calls to you the most. And as always, timestamps will be provided in the description. So you can just scroll down to the description, click on the timestamp that corroborates to your pile, and it will take you directly to your reading. And I'll get started with pile 1. So if you guys chose the first pile or the first card with pleasure and this minty green stone, then this is going to be your reading. I'm going to just put this aside for a bit because we're going to start the reading with your tarot cards. So this should just give us an idea of their overall personality, what you observe about them and what you like about them. So the first one is, oh okay, I'm holding them the other way, 2 of Cups. And the second one is Wheel of Fortune. And the last one is the Magician. So we have 2 major arcanas. So I feel directly is that this person could play a major role in your life, like something that is very important. And also with the Wheel of Fortune, I have to say, I'm compelled to say that it's only fate and destiny that's gonna bring you guys together if you are not already with this person. And if you are already with this person, the way you all met would make a really nice story. But if you've not already met your person, then destiny and fate are gonna be big players in this, in bringing y'all together. Just something that came to my head, so I thought I should mention it. Anyway, coming to their personality or like what you love about them, since this is a bit of a biased reading because like it's from like your point of view, what you love about them, what you see about them, and like the little details and little things about them that the rest of the world probably overlooks or misses, but you notice about them. So it, in that sense, what you would love about them. So we have the 2 of Cups, which makes me think that this is somebody who is like a reflection of you, but like somebody who shows you who you are for, like who you really are. For example, supposing, this is a dumb example, but supposing for example you are in a public place and you happen to speak rudely to somebody. They will not say that, oh, you were not rude, or like, yeah, don't think about it or forget about it. They would be like they would show you the real you, like, okay, hey, you know what, you were not very respectful towards that person, and maybe this is new to you or something, or maybe you're in a bad mood and you're projecting, and that's okay, but just for future, this is how it really was, you know. So there is that. But trust me when I say this, when they say this to you, they say it in the most gentle and nice way, like not like, you know, blaming you or like cornering you or anything. So there is that. But more coming back to them, so like there's a lot of honesty and something that is very genuine about them, which I can see through all the three cards. But since we are on Two of Cups, I just want to finish this. Besides that, this is somebody with whom you're going to have a really nice time. Like, this is like finding your soulmate. I think that's why like Wheel of Fortune came into play, because it's like destiny is going to bring you to your soulmate, or like to your spouse, or like I feel like this is somebody you've been with for some maybe lifetimes, I'm not sure. But besides that, the Two of Cups is somebody with whom you're going to have a really nice time, somebody who's going to make you really happy. You know, um, it's like the meeting of your mind and your heart. So if like you have been trying to manifest this person, I would say continue doing that, because they do exist and it's only a matter of destiny before you all come together. But coming to them, I feel like this person is like, they have a lot of love inside of them, you know. And they, for them, having this partnership or having like this perfect match means a lot to them, and hence they're going to be very grateful and treat you very well when you're with them. So there is that. Then what else can I see from this card? When I pulled it out, there was so many messages in my head, but now it's like I'm just blanking out. I don't know why. Maybe that tells me a little bit something about them, that maybe in the beginning or something, you know, expressing themselves may not be as easy, but once the relationship is established, this is somebody who's going to open up to you really beautifully, and somebody with whom you can open up to as well. Like, you're going to really have like this heart to heart connection. And if you can see with like the seahorses, you can see the two hearts. So this is somebody you can really connect on a very deep level. Like, they are happy and open to your honesty. Also, I believe that seahorse hold the babies. So this is somebody who's going to be very helpful towards you. Like, you know, they're not going to burden you with all the responsibility. Like, supposing like you're a woman, you know, if you guys get married, which I feel like y'all might, and y'all have a baby, they're going to be equally on the job as you are. Just because you birthed the baby doesn't mean like they're going to put all diaper duty and all on you. So this is somebody who takes a lot of burden and responsibility. And they share a lot. Like, this is somebody with whom you can really have a beautiful, wonderful partnership. Somebody who I think has a lot of accountability, and somebody who takes a lot of responsibility, especially towards like their partner. So somebody who's going to treat you with a lot of love and respect, I have to say that. If more messages come, I'll say, but I'm just going to proceed to the other two. The overall energy I see about this person is that, you know, they have a very nice temperament, or like they have a very nice mindset, if I do say so myself. They are not like the negative type of people. They always have a positive outlook on life, or like, you know, they are very resourceful, or it's like, for example, the Wheel of Fortune talks about change, sudden change, and the Magician talks about, you know, using the resources at your disposal to like make the best of a situation, or to wow audiences with like, you know, your trickery, and like being this really on top of your game kind of a person, somebody who has a very nice personality, is very charismatic. So they're going to have a good temperament, they're going to have a good personality. I can say right away this person may have a lot of friends as well. You know, like they may be somebody who, like, you know, the party or the room lights up when they come. Or like maybe they'll just light up your life, or maybe it's something you notice, like maybe when they walk into a room and like you're there, Maybe for everybody else who's like their friends, like, oh, it's, that person. But for you, it's like, oh my God, after they've come, I've started to have a much better time. Or something like that. Maybe they crack a lot of jokes or something, but they have a very nice personality, a very nice temperament. And the best thing is that, like supposing something bad were to happen, they are not the type of people who would like dwell on it or like, go into this negative mindset. They would use that as an opportunity to find something positive. Like for example, supposing, you know, they happen to lose their job. Instead of looking at it like, oh my God, I lost my job, what am I going to do for money? Oh my God, what am I going to do for this? What am I going to do for that? They'll be like, losing this job has been the best thing because now I can focus on like on my talent, or I can focus on opening my own company, or maybe I can focus on like actually finding my passion or doing something I truly enjoy. They always look at change, especially even if it's sudden or whatever, with a very motivated and a positive view. And with magician, I feel like this is somebody, I already mentioned, accountable and like, reliable, but like they use what they have around them to make the most of a situation. So maybe like that's why you'll really enjoy being in their company. I also feel like they will be very good as parents. They will take tremendous responsibility. They will do whatever it takes to like calm the kids down or something, especially if they're going through like a tantrum phase or something. There is that, but this is somebody who really knows how to like be on top of things and make the most of situations, use what is available to them. So very practical as well. And I feel like this is not something everybody sees. Like maybe they see the magician, they see the charismatic performer, but you see what goes in creating that act, the effort, the behind the scenes, behind the curtain stuff. You know, they just see the fun side. But like I said, because they open up to you and you have this deeper connection with them, you see what goes into this. So like, their insecurities, the things that make them feel nervous, they will open up to you. And it's not like, when something bad happens to them, they just spiral into that. They know how to like make their way out of it, which is like very uplifting. Like I just being with them makes you feel very uplifted. With the Wheel of Fortune, I feel like maybe at the time of meeting them, they may be going through some kind of substantial change in their life. I feel like it would be for the better, but I feel like they're going through some kind of change. Maybe they're changing jobs, maybe they're changing cities, maybe they're changing streams completely, but there's some kind of change and it's for the better. It's going to help them become the best version of them, help them find this magician version of them, become like this charismatic person. I also feel like, they may be somebody who works solo, like maybe they have their own company, maybe they have their own business, maybe they are freelancers, maybe they are website owners or something, maybe they have a blog or a YouTube channel, but I feel like they are their own boss. And this change that's happening with them has brought about this shift in like their profession or the fact that they work solo. And they're good at their job, I have to say that. So don't worry about it. Also, I feel like they have a very encouragingness about them. So it's like supposing you do something for them, they would be really grateful and they would give you the due credit. But also they would be very encouraging of you if you want to pursue something or like become the person you want to be or something. But this is somebody you can really count on. This is somebody you can like find yourself in. And it's like a perfect match in like work, marriage, love, anything you're looking for. But I feel like at the time of meeting, they're going through some kind of a change or a transformation, or like just there's something changing in their fate and their destiny, and that is how they come to meet you, or like that's how maybe you'll come together. Maybe you'll meet them on holiday or something, or maybe like they've come to your country or your city or something, they've shifted like their place, but definitely some change is happening that brings them close to you. Now I just want to mention the zodiac signs before we move on to the chit. So the zodiac signs for Wheel of Fortune consist of Aquarius, Taurus, Leo and Scorpio. So those could be important signs in their chart or your chart, sun, moon or rising, or those could just be like important months when you all meet. The Magician is Aries energy, so that could also be an important zodiac sign, yours or theirs. Or April or like Aries season could be an important month. Anyway, so now I have the chits just to get a little overall insight on their personality. So I'm just gonna pull like few because like the whole process slows down everything, plus like I'm just so messy with it, so I'm gonna just pull out few. So the first one that fell is forgiving. So they have a really nice heart. Then we have ambitious. So I guess that goes with the Wheel of Fortune because they are really trying to like, you know, do well in their careers, accumulate X amount of wealth. Then we have gentle, which I said before. Like with you especially, they're going to be very soft and gentle and loving. Then we have big-hearted. I should really get thicker ones to write these on. Damn, so many fell. We have unintentionally funny. Just gonna see now these which have fallen because. Okay. So we have outdoorsy. So they like being outside, which makes sense because of all this nature and performing and stuff. Maybe they're performers also in a way. Maybe they're artistic. We have brave. Let me see if I can just move this up here a little bit. There we go. And just two more and we'll be done with that section. We have always learning. So they love to like be educated or they love to be knowledgeable. And we have helpful. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the oracle card section of this reading to give us more insight about who this person is. And that is where this card also comes in, the first card that you chose. So pleasure. Next one is growth. Then we have sweetness. And we have effort. I think I'm going to just keep it this way. Okay, so with pleasure, like I mentioned before, it's going to be a very pleasurable experience being with them. Like they're going to bring you the joy and happiness that you've been seeking. And this is somebody who does put a lot of importance on like pleasure, doing things that make you feel happy. Not everything you do should have a sense of purpose or should yield some kind of a result. You know what I mean? Like they are the type of people who like to do things for fun, like to do things to bring happiness. So like for example, like I said, maybe you know professionally they're YouTubers or something, or maybe they have their own business, maybe they're very business savvy, like I said, ambitious. But you know, like we have outdoorsy, so even this is like outdoors. So maybe just as a hobby they like to go, you know, on wildlife safaris. They like to learn about natural histories. They have a great interest toward animals, and maybe they're very intelligent. Maybe they could make a career out of that, but there are some things they just like to do for fun. So they may have like these incredible or side hobbies or something, and like once you get to know them and once you participate in these hobbies, you're going to realize the beauty of just doing things for the fun of it. And I think this is something they're going to teach you, you know, to be able to accept and savor pleasure, but also their presence, the way, like their temperament and their mindset and their personality, it's going to bring a lot of joy and pleasure being with them, especially towards you. Like it's going to be like how some people say it's a pleasure knowing you. With them, it's something that you're going to mean it. Like you're going to mean it when you say it. With growth, we have, I want to expand my consciousness and my awareness. I think this is pretty straightforward in the sense that, you know, being in this person's company, it's going to really teach you how to grow as a person. I don't know why that came to my mind when actually we're just talking about them, but I feel like they have a growth mindset and they're gonna, like, it's gonna be contagious enough for you to catch hold of it and like learn from it. But now that I'm thinking about with the Wheel of Fortune and like this change in their fate and fortunes, especially for the better, and the Magician, I feel like maybe they weren't fired from their job. I think maybe they let go of their job or something because they have a growth mindset. And like with ambitious, I feel like they do put a lot of importance on like growing as a person, especially in career, but also as an individual. And it's like, if not now, then when? Kind of a thing. So they do believe in like growing and expanding. And if that involves taking certain amount of risk or like, you know, counting on destiny and fate to put you in that, it's going to happen. But also I feel mostly this growth would occur because of their own mindset, because they're attracting opportunities, they're attracting the kind of job or the business or the life they've always wanted because of their mindset, their growth mindset. And it's something that's going to teach you, like for example, when it comes to like the pleasure thing, there is a time to focus on work, there is a time to focus on things that are important, but it's also important to find pleasure. And maybe, if I'm not mistaken, now that I think about it, because they have such a good personality, they really enjoy what they do in life. They enjoy doing whatever profession it is they're doing. If they have to do a job, they'll give it their 100%. They'll make friends at work and they'll do it merrily and happily. And they'll enjoy it. You know, so I feel like this person is a very positive person. Like being with them is extremely uplifting. It's a lot of fun. It makes you feel really good being with them because they have a really nice outlook towards life, and that is something you're going to notice about them. That is something you're going to see about them, and you're going to really like that. And it's like everything that's happening with them is because of they are responsible for it on their own. It's not like written in their birth chart or something. Maybe it is, but it's like they are attracting this good stuff into their life because of the way they think, the way they act, the way they look, the way they have this positive outlook even in bad situations or difficult situations. Coming to effort with number 13, I just want to talk about the numbers for a minute. So one is the number of like a new beginning or like initiation. So like going from nothing to something. So like taking the first step, you know, initiating a start of some sorts, which goes with the Wheel of Fortune and like the Magician card. So it feels like they are the type of people who take the first step, who initiate things, who take the effort to reach out and stuff. So I have to say this person's ego when it comes to you or when it comes to people who are important to them takes a backseat. Like they will not take the effort, they will not hesitate to like take the effort to reach out or to like do nice things for the person they love. Like maybe they'll buy you your favorite piece of cake when your day is bad, or like they'll always remember to wish you before an important presentation, or you know, if like you're tired and you're married, they'll offer to like make dinner and clean up. You know, they don't mind taking effort. Number 3 is the number of growth and expansion. So this is definitely somebody who is very ambitious, Like one way to look at it is like they love to expand their horizons, look beyond. Also it makes me think that when it comes to life and experiences, I feel like this person in a way has an appetite or is insatiable. Like they want to experience life, they want to go through the motions, they want to see the changes, they want to explore the world, they want to find happiness. Like maybe they're driven and like they have like this ambition to acquire good career, x amount of wealth, but it's not driven by greed. Like the end result of this is not greed, but in order to live well, to be enriched by life, to find pleasures in life. So I have to say that when it comes to your relationship, if like you guys are in bed and stuff, they're gonna find your like that G spot that makes you really happy. They'll take that effort. So they're the type of people who take effort to find that joy. If that means like having a successful career so I can afford to travel, so I can afford to live in like central New York or like wherever, they will do it. But they are not driven by money or greed. They're driven by pleasure, growth, expansion. And yeah, coming back to number three, this is definitely somebody who wants to have a family, who likes to expand, who likes to grow. So they are not somebody who sits still. They may have a lot of energy to them. So yeah. But besides that, coming back to the meaning of effort, this is somebody who is very hardworking, somebody who takes a lot of effort in making life beautiful or like in achieving their goals or like their desires. So like I said, if they want to make you feel good or something, they will take that effort, they'll go that extra mile. If they want to ace that presentation, they will do the extra research. They will go over things even if it's at the cost of their sleep and stuff. So these people are very hardworking individuals. If you guys have a baby, they'll take on night duty even if they have work the next day. So they take a lot of effort. Coming to sweetness, I'm going to look in the book for the meaning of this, but basically I feel like, how you feel good and happy after having candy or something sweet, but savoring the sweet things in life. Like for example, you don't finish a lollipop in like one bite, right? You savor it, like you lick on it, you suck on it for a long time, and then it becomes smaller and smaller and smaller till it's like over. So I feel like when it comes to life and experiences, this is somebody who likes to savor the experience, like maybe they love sunsets, maybe they love the sound of birds chirping, and like when the birds do, they close their eyes and they imagine themselves being in the forest or something, and they like to savor the good moments. So like, if you guys are out together and you're having a nice time, they'll be the type of person who's really in the moment enjoying it. And I think because of this contagiousness of them, or like being able to enjoy life as it goes and not like living for the future and stuff, even though they are ambitious, but enjoying the journey along the way, it's going to rub off on you and you're going to start feeling the sweetness and happiness. I think that's why you'll just love being in their company. Like I don't know, I don't want to like say this like in a way to like whatever. I'm going to just say it's basically, the fundamentals of life, how to live, they have it figured out more than anybody else I've known. So lucky you, pile one. It's gonna be really fun being in this person's company. But coming back to the meaning, I'm gonna just read it from the book. So sweetness, this card is a signal to savor the sweet moments in life and to remember them when things get rough. The small things in life are often the sweetest, but they easily go unnoticed. Sweetness is always there if you try to look for it. So basically just what I said, enjoying the small sweet things in life that go unnoticed or go overlooked. And to remember things when things are rough. So like I said, they don't look at setbacks like it's a setback. They look at it like it's an opportunity. So they have a very positive outlook. Maybe for some people it could be irritating as well, but it's what's going to take them to their destination. It's going to take them to places that they imagined and dreamed of. And being in their company, they will take you with them on these adventures and places and enrich your life as well. Because like I said with number three, they don't like being in one place. They like expansion, they like growth. So if they are growing, they would encourage you, they would take you. And not as a favor or anything, but because they love being with you, they love seeing you prosper and be happy. So they have like, I guess, that growth mentality in that sense, like not just for them, so like not selfish, but like for like everybody around them to enjoy it. Now we're going to just move on to these cards. So this should just give us a good idea of like what your relationship would be like, or like what you love about them. But like basically I just feel like what your relationship is going to be like with them. So we have love who you are. You are divine, delightful, and deserving of wonderful things in life has to offer. Wonderful things life has to offer. With number 8. So I think we said August for Wheel of Fortune. So 8 or August could be an important number, month. 8 is also the number of abundance. So love who you are. I guess this basically just means like they are in love with life and experiences and everything it has to offer. Like I said, they are driven by pleasure. And because they have this unrelenting appetite for life and enjoyment and finding pleasure, it's something that's going to rub off on you. And I think it's like, because they are like that, they have this like they have this love for their own selves. Like, you know, they don't look down upon themselves in any way. Like they don't have time to do that. I wouldn't say that they are arrogant or proud, but like this is me, this is my life, I want to make the most of it, I want to have all the fun I can, I want to find all the joys I can. In all of that, where do you have time to like sit and, you know, procrastinate or think about your self-worth or think about your presence or like what you look like and stuff like that? They don't care about that stuff. They have a innocent love for themselves, you know. It's there. You are divine, delightful, and deserving of all the wonderful things in life, wonderful things life has to offer. So it's like they are aware of this and they're going to look for all those wonderful things. And because they have like this love for themselves, watching them, they teach you to have love for yourself. So like when it comes to your relationship, I feel very strongly like they're going to teach you to be the best version of yourself, but also love yourself unconditionally, you know, no conditions attached. I shouldn't have to like change myself. Yes, I could improve on myself. Like I gave you the example, like if you're rude to somebody in public, they point that out to you, but that is not because they want to like show you down, but because they want you to grow and evolve and become the best version of yourself and love that version of yourself. So with them, it's like there's a really good mirror and there's some really good growth happening. You're going to really find yourself evolving in their company. And not in a bad way, not like how my mom tells me every single day, change your mindset, change your mindset. This person is not going to tell you, make these changes. They're going to just show you life, and looking at life and how things pan out and how things manifest, you yourself are going to like make those changes. So anyway, the next card is speak the language of love. Loving words have the power to change lives, including your own. So like we said, you know, they have gentle and very loving, especially towards you. So your communication is going to be full of love. I can say that. The way you talk to each other, your communication is going to be very wonderful. And like I said before, you know, if you do something, they give you the due credit. So there's going to be a lot of gratitude, lot of reciprocity of emotions and compliments and stuff. Like they want you to feel better, they want you to be happy. And like with gentle, they have a very lovingness about them. And I guess that even came with like the hearts and like the Two of Cups. Two of Cups is basically one of the jackpot cards to get in a love reading. So congrats, pile one. It's like truly finding your soulmate. And with Wheel of Fortune, it feels like this person is your soulmate because there's a lot of universe and divine timing working in the background, orchestrating this union of yours. But basically, a lot of love in the way you all communicate. And I think, I'm not sure, but because they speak to you so lovingly, I feel like for you guys, it's going to heal some kind of wound. I don't know if this is like specific to only some of you or it's a general thing, but I think maybe for some of you, in case you're reeling from something really painful or something bad, or you've lost your confidence when it comes to love and stuff, their treatment of you, that even mistakes can be forgiven in a loving way, that bad situations or difficulties or fights can be handled in a different way, is going to really open your eyes up. And it's going to teach you that just because we had a fight doesn't mean it's the end of the road, or just because I made a mistake doesn't mean like I deserve to be dumped or I deserve to be chastised or something. It's going to change the way you look at love, I feel, because it says change of lives, especially your own. So I feel like something that was left open is going to start to heal with them. Anyway, so now these are just going to talk about give us more insight on this relationship. So we have bait. Don't rush into it. Allow nature to take its course. I think this just goes in tandem with the Wheel of Fortune, because like I said, destiny is going to bring you guys together. So just let destiny play itself out. Don't be desperate. Don't be crazy like, oh my god, when is this going to happen? When is this going to happen? It's going to happen when it needs to happen. Go along the flow. If somebody says, hey, you know what, my friend's friend is single and they're looking to be set up, go on that date. You don't know how this person could be that person. So play along with it, but have trust in the universe, have trust in your destiny, because they are working hard in bringing you guys together. You just have to be ready and open for it. So whatever it is you're doing, if you're working on yourself for something, continue doing that, because you're opening yourself up to have this person come into your life. And if you're doing any manifestations, continue with that as well. The next card is New Beginning. A new adventure awaits. Embrace it and live your dreams passionately. So like I said with number 1, it's a new beginning. So being with them is going to feel like a fresh start for many of you guys. It's going to be like a whole new beginning, a whole new start of sorts. It's going to feel like something you've never felt before. And it's going to feel more so because destiny gets you guys together. Destiny is orchestrating this thing. So if you feel like you're losing hope or something, I would say don't. Because if past relationships didn't work out, it's probably because God wants you to truly savor this relationship, truly understand what it is like. And that is why in order for you to truly value what this is, they make you undergo or make you deal with harder relationships. So when the good one comes along, you really appreciate it. But it's going to feel like a fresh start, a break away from things or from traditional ways or things you've done before. I can say that. And now this last card is just going to talk about a summarization of what it is like being with them, what you love especially about them, the way they make you feel in particular. So we have inner voice with number 28. So once again, 28 could be an important number, it could be an age, it could be a date. 2 is the number of partnerships, love interests, and 8, like I said, is the number of abundance. So rest assured your life with them is going to be very abundant. I want to say about money as well, because of this and the Wheel of Fortune and their own ambition, but mostly because they use that money to help enrich and make you happy. They teach you to travel, they teach you to take risks, they teach you to do things that you would not have otherwise done. And they are enriching you. But now coming to this card, I'm going to just read it from the book because the book explains it better. So we have inner voice. Tune into your inner compass. Persistent words and feelings that represent your greatest desires are dropping into your mind. Instead of putting life off until you do or be something in the future, bring your desires into the present. Anytime we feel like we have gone off track, we have traveled a different road to our soul, and everything becomes a signpost to return us to our center where we can tune into our wise transmissions. Just as the voice on a GPS navigator tells you which way to go, your soul wisdom is always leading you towards your destination. Neither will scold you or become impatient if you take the wrong route. They will just adjust, find an alternate route and give you new directions. You can't get it wrong. Listen to recurring words and ideas. Pay attention to how they feel and drive forward with the ones that make your face and heart smile. I think the first sentence of this itself says it all. Persistent words and feelings that represent your greatest desires are dropping into your mind. Instead of putting life off until you do or be something in the future, bring your desires into the present. So like I said, they're going to teach you to live in the moment. They're going to teach you to like savor the sweetness. They're going to teach you to like enjoy the present instead of waiting for like some future thing to happen, or like become some best version of yourself in the future and then start to enjoy life. Like they're like, where is the time? Listen to your insides. If you want to go to the beach today, just go. Don't put it off till after you finish working on your presentation or after you get promoted to this job or that. Just do it now. They're really going to teach you and enrich your life. They're really going to teach you how to truly live, and find your true potential and find that inner happiness that you've been craving. And the funny thing is, I don't think you're going to even realize how much you're craving it till after you meet them and they show it to you. But most importantly, like I said at the beginning, they're going to teach you to be the best version of yourself. They're going to teach you to like listen to your own inner voice, find your own intuition and follow it. But they're going to teach you to be really happy. And with inner voice, I get the feeling that maybe some of you might be in communication with them already, like maybe your higher self with their higher selves. So midway or something, if you feel like you're having this conversation with them in your mind, like for example, you're focusing on your presentation and you're like, okay, so this is the population of this country. Then suddenly this thing pops into your head that, oh hey, you feel like having a milkshake, let's go and get a milkshake. And you're like, I'm focusing on something so important and you're talking about milkshake. It's them encouraging you to enjoy, take breaks and enjoy the sweet things in life. So yeah, those are all the messages I have for you, pile 1. I hope it made sense to you. I hope it gave you some clarity. I hope it made you happy. If it did do any of the above, please do consider liking this video, sharing it with those who you think it may help, commenting with what resonated, what didn't, what made you happy, what didn't, and finally subscribing to my channel because that would really help me. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye. Guys, if you guys chose the second pile or like security with this stone, then this is going to be a reading. I'm just going to keep this aside for now because we're going to just start out with the tarot. So we're first going to just take a look at their overall personality, or like what you in particular observe about them and like about them, because that's how it came out in pile 1. So we have, I'm holding these the other way around again. We have Page of Wands. We have Ace of Cups. We have Page of Pentacles. We have a lot of court cards. So I feel like this person may be at a high level, or like maybe they're just highly intelligent, but they have something that is of a higher level about them. So when it comes to Page of Wands, I can definitely see with these two cards that this person will have a lot of passion. They'll have a lot of emotion attached to them. This person could be a very emotional being, I can say that. Like passionate about their emotions. So like if they're sad, they can be like really sad. If they're happy, they can be like really happy. There are in-betweens. If they're angry, it can be there, but like with the amount of happy-go-lucky energy, I feel like even if they have like anger or anything, I feel like it will be momentary. Like I feel like they want to focus on like the good things in life, and I feel like they have this unrelenting, unwavering zest, you know, in life, and something that you're going to really like about it. And they don't mind taking that effort and that energy in order to fulfill that zest, in order to get where they want. And I feel like a lot of what they do is driven by feelings, like feeling of satisfaction, the feeling of accomplishment, but just the joy. Like for example, if supposing this could be true for them. So like for example, supposing in their travel they meet a child from a poor family or something in a different country or something, and they promise that kid something like, I'm gonna send for your education, or I'm gonna come back and meet you. They wouldn't mind traveling all the way back few months or whatever, even if it's like very difficult for them or something to go and meet that kid, because it brings them immense joy in sticking to their commitment or accomplishing their tasks. But I think they're very driven by happiness and stuff, like the feeling of like, just basically they're driven by a lot of feeling and emotions. So they would do whatever it takes to fulfill that. Like I feel like they're very sensitive beings. I just wanna apologize for all the wind noise in the background. So the past few days it's been like really stormy and scary, and I think that is gonna continue for next couple of days as well. So if you hear rain noise on the roof or just like the sound of wind in the background, it's because of the atmosphere outside. So yep, sorry about that. But coming back to the page of wands, I feel like this person has like this zest and this passion and this um they have like this ambition or like this childlike curiosity to like watch their imagination translate into like something very real. You know, in the traditional tarot you see the page of pentacles. It's like this dude holding like this stick, and like he's like as if he's sharpening that stick or something and ready to like conquer the world with it. And here we have like the grasshopper holding this wand like thing, the stick. So it's like, you're ready to explore what lies ahead. They're ready to explore what lies ahead. They're ready to see what is in store for them. They're ready to take on the world. They're ready to like, have their childlike curiosity met, watch their imagination translate into reality. So for like lots of other people, it may seem like this person is like lost their mind or something. Like for example, Elon Musk, when he was a kid, I don't know if it's like how true this is, but I think I read it somewhere. I just can't recall where. He told his mom that he's gonna become a rocket scientist or send something into space, and like he grew up and he did it, with his SpaceX and stuff. So it's like for the world or for like lots of people, what they do and the way they think may seem like completely crazy. But for you, it's like, if there's anybody who can actually, you know, um, translate these crazy ideas into a reality, it's like this person. So I feel like there's a lot of childish innocence to the way they do things. Like it may seem completely like all of us have like these childlike dreams as a kid, like I wanted to be a princess, or like, but some people are like, oh, I wanted to be an actress, and some people actually did grow up and become actresses. Like I don't know, but I read Olivia Rodrigo's Grammy speech, and she said as a child I told my parents I'm going to grow up and win a Grammy, and then she won a Grammy. So it seems crazy and completely off the hook, but it's very much possible. It's like watching your dreams and fantasies as a child play out. Know what excited you, being fascinated with what lies ahead and what is possible. And like giving the attention and like the focus and your imagination for years to come play out. And the thing is, because I wouldn't have said like, it's possible, but I saw the Page of Pentacles. So like there is this side of them that is like, I have these dreams and fantasies and I want to do this and I want to do that. But then the Page of Pentacles is like the practical side that is like, okay, this is all I have to do in order to make this a reality. Like I have to study this in order to become a rocket scientist. I have to ace these tests or ace these exams in order to like get a good job or secure funding or whatever. So it's like this person in a way is like a complete package in the sense that they have this imaginative side, then they have like the practical side that distills an imagination and like makes a proper strategic plan in order to achieve or translate this imagination into something very real. And they don't mind taking the effort. So this is somebody who enjoys the process along the way. They're not like, okay, you know what, I want to do this and I just can't wait to be that. They enjoy and savor the journey. They enjoy studying. They enjoy putting in the effort. They enjoy being planners. They enjoy being strategic, and they learn with their heart and their soul and their mind. So like this person makes me think of the word sponge. I'd written it in one of the personality chits, which is going to come up shortly. But the thing is, they love to learn with their whole body and mind. So every experience for them is like a learning experience. Everything they do in life is slowly teaching them something or the other, something new. So like you're gonna experience both the versions of them, like this crazy imaginative childlike thing, and then this adult practical approach to things on how to like strategize and make that thing. And then lastly we have the Ace of Cups, which is like driven by emotion, an outpour of emotions, just feeling things for feeling, doing things from a place of joy and compassion and empathy. Watching, for them it's not about like money or success or whatever. Supposing they do watch their dreams come true, it's that fulfillment, that inside joy that it's bringing them to truly watch their dreams as a child become a reality. And it makes them so happy. It's like an overflow and outpour of emotions. It's like I can't even contain myself. So this person, I have to say, is like full of love. And even like this is a fire breathing dragon. You see a heart over here, like you see this shape of a heart it's made. So it's like, sorry, yeah. So it's like many people may see like this fire breathing dragon and the anger or the aggression, but you see the softy, you see what drives them. You see the love, the compassion, the passion they have, the feeling of fulfillment, the satisfaction of seeing their dreams and imagination as a child become a reality. You see that part, and that really makes you fall in love with them. I'm also getting the feeling like, they may have like a hard exterior. So like lots of people may see like this side, but once you get to know them, you'll see the inside mushy, passionate, soft version of them. Like you see the heart, everybody else sees the dragon. And also when it comes to you, I think they're going to show their soft side. I mean, I feel like they're not very aggressive or scary or anything, but maybe lots of people in the world perceive them to be like something completely different. Like, oh my god, this person wants to do this and this person wants to do that. Have they lost their mind or whatever? Or like, oh my god, that person is so ambitious, or maybe that person just only sees their dreams and stuff, but you see what's inside. Or maybe they have like this facade that they put out to the world, so like other people don't get to know them because they don't care for everybody to know it, but you do see it and you love it about them. So yeah, now we'll move on to your chits. So these chits are back. It's just gonna give us a general idea on like who this person is and some more of their personality traits that we can pull out. Okay, so we got two. So we have big huggers. So like I said, the emotional side, they love hugs. Then we have hygienic. This is very specific, so maybe they have like this thing for hygiene. They like things to be clean and tidy. And I think this goes with like the Page of Pentacles because they're very organized, very structured, very systematic, you know, very well planned out. So maybe they even just like a good sense of hygiene. Okay, two more fell out. So we have fair. So they're never cheaters, they're never going to cheat, they're very fair in the things they do. And we have unbothered. So like I said, they don't have time for like nonsense chit chat and rumors and gossip and stuff because they know that's not going to serve them in any way. Okay. A whole bunch fell, so I'm going to just use all. We got gentle again, which even came in pile 1. So I think towards you they have a very gentle side. Then we have people pleaser. This could be like specific for some of you guys, like maybe they like to impress. Then we have solitary, which goes because we have a lot of single cards like Page of Cups and Page of Pentacles and Ace of Cups, which is like 111. So like while they love being in your company, if they have to spend an evening or an afternoon alone, they are cool with it, you know. Then we have minimalist. So that is what it is. Then we have energetic. So a lot of energy. And we have about 5 more cards fell. So should I take them? Because for the other pile I only pulled 9. But whatever, I'm going to just take it because they fell. So I feel like they wanted to come out. So we have blunt. So I guess honest or blunt in the way they choose to communicate. Then we have fit and fitness loving. I think this just goes with like energetic. They have a lot of energy to do the things they love. Then we have sporty, which also goes with energetic. Then we have collector. So I feel like collecting emotions. Even Page of Pentacles means, you know, collecting all the good things in life. Finding the good habits, but even like collecting the finer things. So like maybe this person has like a coin collection or something. Or maybe they collect rare books or something. But they'll have like some kind of a passion to collect something. Like maybe they collect old stamps, old books, old coins, maybe shells. I don't know, but I think they are going to have some kind of a very different and unique type of collection. I think Ross collected fossils. So maybe like they do something like that. I don't know. And then we have perceptive. Like I said, you know, they learn everything. They're perceiving every situation and trying to enrich and learn from it. Now we'll just move on to the oracle section of this reading. So the first card is security as you chose it. The next one is relationships. I'm attracted to those people who serve my highest good. So like I said, no time for like nonsense. We have forgiveness with number 96. I think this goes with Ace of Cups because Ace of Cups means a lot of emotions, letting go, forgiving, having a lot of love and empathy. But I'll elaborate more when I get to it. And then we have anger. So coming to security, I think what this, I have two interpretations for this. The first one is The most obvious one, I feel like with them, you're gonna feel an immense sense of security. They're gonna give you a lot of, certainty, a great semblance of like, I'm there for you. So a great sense of reliability. Also with the Ace of Cups, because like they have this sensitive emotional side to them, I feel like you'll be very secure in like opening up to them about like, your past life, your past deeds, or like, past relationships, or like, your insecurities, because rest assured they'll never use that against you, and you'll feel like immense sense of security being with them. This security could also translate into like, financial security, somebody you can count on, somebody who makes you feel safe and sound, somebody who's protective, and I also feel like even if you guys like get into fights, and have disagreements, like for example, somebody like me, if I had a fight or a disagreement with like a potential partner or something, I would immediately start panicking, thinking like, oh my god, is this the end of the line for me? Is he gonna break up with me? Like, what is gonna happen? But with them, it's like if you guys get into disagreements and fights and stuff, I feel like you will never feel like, oh my god, I've made such a big boo boo now, it's over for me. Um, I'm never gonna recover from this. They're gonna dump me and I'll never turn around from this. None of that nonsense. Like with them, you'll have an immense sense of security because you know that if you make a mistake, yes, they may get angry or something, but they are equally forgiving. That's I think where the passionate side comes from. Like they may get mad or sad and they may feel those emotions, but ultimately they do forgive. So like there is a lot of room for like growth and improvement with them, knowing that you're learning from it. Like for example, when it comes to parents, if you made a mistake or you didn't do well on a test, it's not the end of the line, right? They're not like going to be like, oh my god, this person is going to end up doing nothing, or like this person is so stupid, they'll never get into college, they'll never graduate high school or whatever. They say it's okay, you didn't ace your math test, you didn't do well on it. Next time work hard, grow from it. Next time ask me for assistance, I'll probably help you with this equations or trigonometry, whatever it is you're struggling with. So like there's a lot of room for growth with them. The second interpretation I had for security is that they believe in having a good sense of security. So um uh like they want to be like financially secure, or like have like that good amount of money in their savings and stuff. So I have to say that for some of them, like they may not be the biggest spenders. Like I don't want to say that they're stingy, because they're not, but like they do believe in like saving up and like keeping enough in the bank, and having a good sense of security for the future, stuff like that. Like they believe in like planning ahead, like with the Page of Pentacles. Although they have like this crazy imaginative side to them, they do believe in like planning for the future and stuff. So they will have a good plan in like how they're going to save and invest their money and stuff, and they may not going to have like the lavish wedding, or like spend a lot on like some crazy ass holiday or something, but they will do what is necessary, but at the same time also know where to draw the line and where to save. The next one is relationships. And what is the message? I'm attracted to those people who serve my higher good. So like I said, driven by emotions, driven by practicality in a way, they do value relationships a lot. So they would value your presence and your existence in their life. But I also have to say that those who don't contribute in making them feel better, like they don't value relationships on like what others can do to like help them or serve them. Not every relationship with them is about give and take. But like for example, if supposing there's somebody who's very cynical, or somebody who's like lazy, or somebody who has a very negative outlook in life, they probably will not want to have that person around all the time. So they do value relationships, but they value like good quality relationships, if I have to do say so myself. So for them, they are not the type of people who would break off easily or break relationships and stuff. Like they would not do that. Even if they have to end it, they would end it on a very good note, you know. But for them, it's like the quality of the person matters, not how many friends they have, or not what that person brings to the table, or like how it's like I know somebody who's so selfish. She only makes friends with those who she knows can like help her in one way or the other. And the minute that person's use is over, she dumps them. So, you know, they are not that kind of people. They want people in their lives regardless of whether you can help them or not, but they value quality. Coming to forgiveness, I want to just talk about the numbers first. So we have 9 and 6. So 9 is the number of completion or near completion. So like almost the end of something. Or like, you know, your manifestations almost being fulfilled kind of a thing. And 6 is the number of unconditional love, balance, synchronicity, and reciprocity. So there's going to be a lot of reciprocation of emotions and support and understanding in this relationship. And like I said before, room to grow. You know, like for example, if you make a mistake, it's not the end of the road for you in this relationship, because as emotional beings with the Ace of Cups, this person is very forgiving. They have a lot of empathy and a lot of compassion. Even if they have a short temper, they have a lot of love to offer. They have a lot of emotion, so much so that their cup is overflowing with it. So they have a lot to offer you in that sense. So they have a very forgiving attitude. Basically, long short of it, um, there's a lot of room for forgiveness with them. So having said that, I'm not saying that go around making all the mistakes you want, but like this is somebody with whom you're going to really learn to grow, and like grow without fear and hesitation. Like this person invariably unknowingly is going to encourage you to grow by being so soft and forgiving with you. Moving on to anger, so they may have a bit of a temper, but I think that just comes from a place of passion, not like oh my god fighting type of anger. Like I feel like they may be angry, I feel mostly when it comes to themselves, when they don't see an outcome they wanted from their efforts. They're like, where did I go wrong? Oh my god, how am I going to do this better? How did I screw up that interview or whatever, you know, that kind of a thing. But I just feel like it comes from a place of a lot of pent up emotion. So I feel like this person is going to have a lot of like emotions to deal with. So maybe like some of them are like they need to like, you know, learn how to channel and control their emotions. So maybe they are in that learning phase, which also comes with like the Page of Pentacles, like taking the effort. But they are very sensitive beings, you know. I think that's the only drawback I can say about them. But yeah, even if they're angry or short tempered, you know, it goes like this because their intrinsic and inherent natures to be very forgiving. And I don't think anger is like a part of their personality. I feel like it's the effect of like the emotions they have. You know, so like I said, they may be very passionate, and anger is just the outcome or the way they express that passion sometimes. Like one outlet of it is like through anger. But I don't think it's like an issue as such. And even if it is, they will take the necessary steps to control it, and it'll like go like this, you know. But I'm gonna read the meaning of anger from the book just to get a better idea. So we have, this card represents an acknowledgement that anger is a natural part of life. It is okay to feel angry, but what can you do with the immense amount of energy that comes with it? How can you transform anger into something helpful for yourself and others? Oh, so like I said, like, you know, we got in the chits like a lot of energy and sporty and fitness. So maybe that's why they work out, to channel that anger, that aggression, that passion that they have about their dreams and desires. You know, even like when I do things and it doesn't yield the result I want, I do tend to get internally angry and upset with myself. Like, what could I have done to make it better? Maybe if I said this in a different way or did this in a different way, the outcome and result would have been different and I would have been happier or whatever. So, like, I do experience a lot of that inner anger. But usually, when like right now it's like monsoon, so it's very hostile to go out. But otherwise, when I'm angry, the best thing I do is I go for a run, because that's how I channel it out. And exercising or releasing that energy does help a lot. So I feel like that's what it is. Plus, like, we got all these other words that confirm that they love to work out and be sporty. So I think that's just how they, you know, release all that energy and anger. Now we're gonna move on to these two cards, which will just give us an idea of what your relationship would be like with them, or like how they'll make you feel more specifically in this relationship. So we have patience. This had also come in pile 1 but in a different card. Love is patient and kind always, with number 17. So 17 could be an important number, it could be a date. If I'm not mistaken, then I think 17 is the number of the star in tarot. I think the star is number 7. No, sorry, the star is number 21. What is number 17? Yeah, no, yes, correct. The star is number 17. So it's like, the calm after a storm. So, and like the cool, chilled breeze. So I feel like with you guys also, I feel like majority of you have not met this person yet. So this is just a sign about like your union. Your union is impending, and I think spirit and the universe is just saying that be patient, because the good things take time to come. So this person is going to take their time to come into your life. Love is patient and kind always. But coming back to what this card means in terms of your relationship, like I said, lot of room for growth, lot of room for improvement, lot of room for like growing into one another. So like this person or like you or this relationship is going to have a lot of patience. Like, nobody is going to force anything upon anybody. They're going to allow you to take your time to grow and become the person you want, to learn from your mistakes. Like, I can say that, in this relationship, you guys would have a lot of space if that is something you like. Like, not like, they'll like stop talking to you, but supposing you're in a bad mood or like you made a mistake and you don't want them breathing down your neck saying that, oh my God, stop telling my mistake to me in my face or whatever. They would give you that space to like go and cool off. And when you come back, they will have you back with open arms, kind of a thing. Because, like I said, love is patient and kind always. So, like, nothing that happens is going to be from a place of malintent. Everything happens with kindness in this relationship. Even the anger, even the forgiveness, even the fights, and even the space. So there is that. The next card we have is forgiveness with number 29. Nothing is gained by holding on to past disappointments. So I think this is just a reiteration of this card. So a lot of forgiveness in this relationship. Lot of room to grow, to become the person you want to be able to like mold and melt into each other very easily. So a very forgiving person, and I think that will seep into your relationship. And there would be a lot of I am sorries, making mistakes and growing from it in this relationship, and not holding on to it as a grudge. So like supposing you make a mistake and then it's all forgiven, and then after like 2 months or something you'll have a fight. They will never bring up that mistake and like throw it in your face. They will never dig up past mistakes and then use that against you. Because once they've forgiven, they've forgotten, kind of a thing, if you know what I mean. Also, 29 could once again be an important date. It could also be an important age for some of you. Yeah. Then these two are going to just give us more insight on this relationship, what your love language is going to be like. So we have trust. Transformation occurs through acceptance. Once you accept the current situation, it will automatically transform. And then the next card is, let there be closeness between you, but always give each other space. Love never claims, it simply allows and gives. So like, what did I say? Space and patience is something that's gonna be a very important component in your relationship. So like, if in that moment from a place of love you need space, they give you space. From a place of love, if you want a hug, they give you that hug. So it's like whatever you need, you'll get in this relationship, and none of it will be like from a place of like anger, like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna just leave this place because this fight is getting too toxic for me. I'm gonna go with my buddies to a bar and just drink this off. That's not what they do. If they leave the house, they do it out of a place of love. Like, you know what, you're angry right now, looking at me is not making it better, so I'm gonna just go to the bar and be with my friends and give you that space to cool down. And when you're in a better place, I'll come home with my arms open to hug you, kind of a thing. So, like, very understanding in that sense. Very wise also. And I think that comes from the Ace of Cups. Like, I think when they love truly and wholly. There's no stopping them from when they love. But coming back to the first card, trust. There's going to be a lot of trust in this relationship. And like I said, transformation occurs through acceptance. Once you accept the current situation, it will automatically transform. So, a lot of place to like grow and become the best versions of yourself. But mostly it comes from a place of accepting yourself and your mistakes, or like accepting who you are as individuals. And I'm not saying that only you are going to be making mistakes, so will they. But it's like about a lot of accepting. Like, for example, if you have a short temper, instead of hiding it and stuff in front of them, they will see it and they'll just accept you for it. And they'll be like, it's okay. It's fine. Being angry is a natural part of being a human. And you have all this pent up stuff, and that's okay. I trust that when the time comes and you're ready to transform, you'll become the person you need to be. And that's fine. Take your time. So a lot of trust in one another, not just trust like, okay, hey, you won't cheat, but trust in the fact that this relationship is going to go places, that you have room for growth, that you are going to come into being the person you want to be. So a lot of trust in like the other person's evolution, if like that's what it makes sense. Not just trust like about infidelity and like trusting that person won't cheat and like trusting that person with your secrets and your life. That is a given, but trust that you will accept me for how I am and I accept you for how you are, and trust that together we are going to grow into the best versions of ourselves moving forward. That's what I see in this. And now this last card is going to just summarize this whole thing and talk about what you love about them when it comes to you in specific, not like a general thing or how they are as people or what their relationship is like with you, but how they are towards you mostly. So we have, nothing has gone wrong with number 7. I think 7 is a very spiritual number, like 7 wonders of the world, 7 days of the week. But I'm going to read the meaning of this card from the book because it explains it better. So, nothing has gone wrong. An obstacle launches new loving requests. In the past few days, a change came out of the blue. It may have felt like your body and mind moved through a crack in reality as your life altered course so suddenly. Deep within, you have been craving change, and this situation brings new and different experiences to your life. You may be feeling a little lightheaded and dazzled by the brilliance of this expanded version of you, but you are doing so well. It is now time to catch your breath and settle into your new outlook. This is an opportunity to look at your thoughts, ideas, and your reactions to your potential success. As you become aware and implement change, you can rise above the limits people or situations have placed on you. This card depicts the trigram of the I Ching, the Book of Changes, with a yin and yang symbol. This is a reminder that everything changes, that nothing can exist in a physical plane without its opposite, and neither is superior to the other. You can't stop anything that has manifested, but it can serve as an inspiration to create new paths and align with your soul truth. This is pretty comprehensive in the way they explained it, but to put it in simple words, I think what they're just saying is that change is okay and grow into the person you need to be. Yeah, that's what I think it is. Anyway, pile 2, those are all the messages I have for you. I hope it made sense to you. I hope it resonated with you. If it did indeed do any of the above, please do consider liking this video, sharing it with those who you think it may help, commenting with what resonated, what didn't, what you enjoyed, what you didn't, and finally subscribing to my channel. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye. Hi, so if you guys chose the third pile, or like taking risks with this stone, then this is going to be your reading. I'm going to just put this aside for now because we're going to first just look at your tarot. So the tarot section of this reading is going to explore their basic personality, what they are like, but mostly what you see about them, how you perceive their personality. So things that other people may not notice, but you do notice about them, and what makes you really truly love about them. So we have Seven of Swords, we have Eight of Pentacles, okay, and we have the Hermit. So we have actually a window, like we have 7, 8 and 9. Yeah, this is number 9. So that could be an important window for you guys. So like the Hermit is Virgo energy, so like September, August and July, these could be important months, or like just 7, 8 and 9 could be important dates in a month or something. Just want to bring that up. Anyway, looking at these cards like this, I can already say that this person has like a very, I wouldn't say a very seriousness about them, but there's something very sincere and dedicated about them when it comes to like their work or like their goals and their dreams. So I just have to say that at the time of meeting them, they may not be like hyper focused on socializing or something. They may be in hermit mode at the time of you meeting them. I just wanted to bring that out. Like they may not, for them socializing or meeting a person may not be a priority. So at the time of, you may not meet them in the most conventional way, like, you know, at a party or on a dating site or something. You may meet them like when they are in a place of work or something, you know, like maybe bump into them at a convention, a work convention or something, and they are like busy with their work. But then you all meet, and then, you know, something sparks somewhere, and then it goes to something else. Or maybe you'll just like text a lot. You know, you'll take each other's numbers, and at the beginning it's just talking about a shared interest in a particular hobby or like about work or something, and you'll like text and text and text, and then it grows into something romantic, and then it grows into something bigger. But at the time of meeting them, I feel like they will be in hermit mode, like finding a partner or something may not be like on top of their list. Like they may be in the middle of like their work at reevaluating and working hard and stuff. So yeah, that's something I just wanted to bring up. Now I'm going to just explain the cards card by card because that's how I've been doing it. So with the Seven of Swords, the Seven of Swords makes me think like, you know, running away with the spoils of the situation, only taking things that serves them. So I can tell you straight away, this person is not interested in small talk. this person doesn't care for gossip. They only like to listen to things that is gonna further them, or like, help them, or like in a way encourage them or aggravate them. Not aggravate them, because that's like would make them mad, no, but like, inspire them or push them to do better. Things that don't serve them, I think they have no interest in participating. So that's where I get that, they have a little bit of a seriousness to them. Like, they may not be the most updated in gossip, or like who's dating whom, or like what happened with the Kardashians or something. They'll just be like, yeah, I'm not really interested in that. But if you ask them something pertaining to, like, for example, which stock should I invest in, or what is the best software for coding or something, or like how does this work, and if they're skilled in that, they can tell you about it like 19 to a dozen. They would be happy to assist you in every way possible when it comes to that kind of stuff. But you ask them about gossip and things that don't serve them, they are not interested. Also, I have to say that it may appear like they have a selfishness to them, like, only running away with what suits them when no one is looking, and taking what serves them. But it's like, how do I say, they don't care about other stuff. So it may appear selfish, but actually it's not, because they are only doing things that serves them. Like, it came out wrong because I just made them sound more selfish instead of like trying to articulate better. But basically what I'm trying to say is that they don't feel the need to be popular, or they don't feel the need to be extremely wealthy, or like fame hungry, or whatever. So if they want to meet somebody, or like they ask you for an introduction to a connection, and then they don't speak to you for like many days, and you feel used, don't feel like they are the most selfish people. It's literally what their heart is set on. So it's not because they used you, but because meeting that person through you was of very high importance, and now they've submerged and immersed themselves into that project or whatever. So it's not like they don't like you or whatever, or they don't like the person they used to meet a connection. They just, for them, social convention is just not as important. Like, they'll probably send a thank you message or something, but then that's it. So they may appear a little bit selfish, but it's not because they are bad people. It's just they are very focused people, if you know what I'm saying. So it doesn't occur to them that this is the way it works. So don't take badly if something like that happens. Also, the Seven of Swords reminds me of like deception. So this could also be somebody you meet on like online forums, or somebody like if you're posting a query of something and like they respond, that could be like a way of meeting them. Also, it makes me think of like social media. I said like they are not very savvy on social media, but like supposing you write to a company and like they are the startup, they are the boss of that company, or they are like the co-founder of that startup or something, you may meet via that. But also, I have to say that your first impression of them versus like your next impression of them will be very different. So your first impression, I have to say, is not going to be the most romantic one. Like when you meet them, you'll probably not see them as a potential romantic person. But afterwards, it will convert into that. You know, and like vis-a-vis what they are on like a forum or like a chat box versus what you see them as a person, when you meet them in person, you probably see like they are human and they have that warmth to them, which you may not see like online or something. You know what I mean? So yeah. Coming to the Eight of Pentacles, like I said, hardworking. So they are in a place where they are focusing on their work and their career. The Eight of Pentacles means like putting all the blood, effort, and sweat into something because you know the payback and the result is a good one. So I feel like they are laser focused on achieving a certain goal, or like achieving certain recognition, or like watching their vision become a reality, and they're putting all the effort they can into that. So at the time of meeting them or something, they're going to be very career oriented, very career savvy, working hard. They may not have time for chit chat and gossip or whatever. So that's how your first meeting with them will not be like the most romantic, like, oh my god, I think that person is somebody I could go on a date with, or somebody you leave your number with for them to call you to ask you out and stuff like that. No, it's going to be very different. They're going to be very focused on what they do. And having said that, I can very easily say that they are very, very hardworking. They work extremely hard at their craft or whatever it is that they are trying to achieve. And nothing else at that point matters to them. I'm sorry to say this, but not even you at that moment. But I think slowly and slowly, when they start to see you as a real person, in their life, making them feel happy in between breaks or whatever, they'll start to perceive you as a potential partner or something. But not at the beginning, and very hardworking, very laser focused on their goals and their jobs, and like whatever it is that they are seeking and they want to do and they want to achieve. The Hermit is Virgo energy, so even Pentacles is Earth energy. So I can say that this person has a very realistic view on life, very grounded, very real. They know what life is about. They don't live in no fantasies. I can say that. Unlike, which pile was it? Was it pile 1 or 2? I think it was pile 2, where they had a childlike imagination. No, these people are very realistic in their dreams and their goals and what they can achieve and what they can't. And if they've built some really big sandcastles, it's because they have faith in their own capability of achieving that. Have to say that. So they may come across as a little bit overconfident or arrogant when it comes to like their work, but let me tell you, in a social setting or something, they may be actually awkward. I'm getting the feeling like this person may be a very geeky, Big Bang Theory character kind of person who probably doesn't know the best is best in social settings. But you will find that very enduring moving forward, let me tell you that. You will find it very enduring. Moving on to the Hermit. Like I said, they don't go out and make a big hue and cry when it comes to their stuff. They like to seek answers from within. They like to find the light from within. Very grounded, very realistic. Understanding how things work, finding their own light in the darkness. So I can say very self-sufficient in that sense. Like they know how to solve problems on their own. So very independent also. And I guess that's when, they come across as a little bit recluse, or like not the most extroverted, quite introverted to be honest. But also, like I said, they're in hermit mode. So it's like this is the kind of person who can go coding for like 18 hours straight and not care that there's a party happening like next door. Not be curious about it also, because they're so happy just doing what they want to do. That's what gives them light. That's what gives them happiness from within. So they seek whatever it is they want from inside. They don't have to depend or rely on external on external factors to bring them joy. They want to feel it from within, and they want to be responsible for creating their own joy. So I would say very ambitious. Self-sufficient, ambitious, very self-reliant, and like they do tend to put a lot of pressure on themselves, or they do expect a lot from their own selves. I can say that also. The Hermit is also slow moving energy. So from the time you guys meet to like when you all like become girlfriend, boyfriend, or like whatever, and like are in an established relationship, that could take a bit of time because it's slow moving energy. But I have to say that when this person comes into your life in a romantic sense, they're going to bring that light with them. You know, so it's like supposing you are confused and lost about things, they would be very happy to assist you. They are not the type of people who enforce their ideas and their viewpoints on you. They like to educate you on everything, and they are like, you know what, you make a decision on your own. You see what works for you. You want to invest in stocks? This has yielded so much result in so many years. That has yielded so much result in so many years. Now it's up to you to choose what you feel works best for you. I have invested in this and this, but you don't have to follow me. So, like, that's the kind of thing. So, I guess they want or like people who are independent as well and can grow and like have a mind, or like can be thinkers and can like make good decisions. And I think you're going to really like that about them, you know, the fact that they are also like that and they encourage that from you or from people around them. Like, I don't think they would do well with people who are very clingy or like, you know, want to be spending 24/7, 24/7 with them, kind of a thing. Somebody who has their own thing, because even they have their own thing. Somebody who's as independent as them, maybe not as ambitious as them, but somebody who has some idea and direction in life. So yeah, and if like you don't know what you want to do or something, or you're feeling lost, or you're feeling unhappy in your job or in your education, they will help shine that light on you to give you direction, to make you understand, to make you realize what is your potential, what makes you happy, what you should do. You know? So yeah, very grounded, very realistic. And yeah, Virgo, September could be an important month. It could also be a month in like yours or their birth chart, sun, moon, or rising. Now we're going to just look at these chits to get a general idea of like what their personality is like. So just some more personality attributes from this. So we have level-headed, which I think comes with like the Virgo energy and the groundedness. We have always learning. I think this has come in each and every one of these piles, not this chit, but basically the essence of like your partner. We have a tolerant. So I think because they are so level-headed and down to earth, they have a very tolerant nature. We have thinker, which I think comes with the hermit energy. They're going to be very much in hermit mode. So like socializing and stuff is not their thing. They're going to be like in their own world doing their own thing. Then we have loves traveling, which is funny. But I guess they do love to enrich themselves and like explore new things because they learn from it. Not for Instagram or Facebook or anything, but because they just like it. Then we have good memory. So I think they are the type of people who like were good in school or like went to fancy college, like not fancy but like worked hard and went to one of the Ivy Leagues and took like one of the tougher classes. We have responsible. And now we have supportive, and we have emotionally strong. So yeah, they have a good sense of detachment from like nonsense, or like, you know, if people say that, oh my god, you're not good enough or whatever, or like, oh my god, you'll never achieve your dreams, they don't get deterred with that. They don't let emotions bring them down. So I guess they are already quite grounded, and I think with this shelf I feel like they are quite protective of their own selves. Like they repel of things that don't serve them, and I think that even came with like the Seven of Swords. Things that don't serve them, they don't bother with it. You know? Be it like situations, be it people. If they feel like this person is like gonna just waste time or something, they'll probably not hang on. Or they'll not want to stay in touch and stuff. You know, but if they feel like, okay, this person is smart, or like, you know, you can have a nice conversation with them, they would want to hang on, or like be with them. But anyway, now let's look at the oracle section of this reading. That should give us more insight on like the kind of person they are and how they make you feel. So we have taking risks as your first card, which is like what you chose. Then we have imagination. Then we have individuality with number 11. And we have caution. Okay, just adjust this for a minute there. So when it comes to imagination, no wait, taking risks, sorry. When it comes to taking risks, I think when it comes to their career or when it comes to something they truly believe in, they don't mind taking that risk. And I think they don't mind working hard also when it comes to like this risk. Like I said, they're very hardworking, laser focused. So like supposing there's like a competition or something for coding, even if everybody says that, oh my god, you're not ready yet or whatever, they'll take the risk and they will enter it or something. Or if they have like faith in like their own startup or their own business idea, they will say, screw it, I'm quitting my current job and I'm taking that risk, like how Jeff Bezos did when it came to Amazon. It started by just selling books online, but today he's like the richest dude on the planet. So when it comes to something they believe in, they would 100% take that risk without looking back, without caring, without hesitation. And another interpretation I have for this is, even when it comes to you, like I said, finding their partner or like being in a relationship or like being social is not their priority. But something about you, I feel like maybe over time will make them realize like this is somebody is worth exploring as a potential partner. And maybe I'm moving out of my comfort zone, I'm coming out of my shell for this. But maybe it's worth taking that risk because this person could be somebody very important in my life. So there is that. Coming to imagination, what is the message? I embrace and nourish the creative aspect of my mind. Okay, so honestly speaking, I don't think this person is very artistic to say, because I don't get any artistic vibes from this person. Sorry about that fly. My god, he's so stubborn. But I definitely feel like this person has a drive and a passion and a focus. And I feel like when they are stuck or when they want to do something completely different or have some kind of breakthrough, that's when they turn to, I think, their imagination or the creative part of their mind, or like doing things in a unique and different way than what they would have in general sense. But also I feel like when it comes to like, for example, if they have to meet somebody or they have to secure funding or something, they will not stop at doing things in the traditional way. I feel like that's when they will use their imagination. That's when they'll put everything together to make it possible. If they have to do an introduction in a unique and peculiar way, they would probably do that. Another interpretation I have for imagination is that if they've ever had imaginations or dreams as a child, like, okay, when like I want to become an astrophysicist, I want to go into outer space, I want to work for that, then I feel like that's the only thing that pulls them forward. Maybe it feels like a childish dream to like lots of people, but for them it's something very real, something they can very much accomplish. So there is that. The childlike curiosity and imagination you have for your dreams and goals. So like that's what I see in terms of their imagination. But otherwise I feel very grounded, very realistic. But also like when it comes to taking risks, the imagination aspect could come because like I don't think are the types of people who would like take risk without planning for it. and without pulling the stops to like everything, like exploring all the possibilities. And that is when their mind stretches beyond the normal. You know, what can I do beyond this in order to like secure myself, to make sure that this risk I'm taking is worth it? You know, what can I do beyond that? And that's when they will pull everything they got and like turn this wheel in their mind and think and make plans and make ideas and exhaust every avenue they can, and even the ones they did not anticipate, or the ones that did not occur to them initially. So I feel like that's where the imagination aspect comes in. Also, I have one last interpretation for this. I feel like for many of them, you might be something they imagined or like tried or like indirectly manifested in the past. So, like when you come into their life, I feel like they'll be like, this is the person I imagined, or this is the person I dreamed of. And I think that's going to like wow them in many ways. It's a small message, but it just came to my mind, so I thought I should say it. With individuality, I just want to talk about number 11. So 1 is the number of like new beginnings, going from 0 to something. You know, taking that initiative, taking that first step. So when it comes to, I think, their plans and their dreams, they don't hesitate to like take that first step. They don't mind, you know, taking that chance. So I guess that also comes with taking the risk. So if they've been at like a good job or something for a very long time, and it's like there's this thought in their head that, you know, take that risk, quit your job, start your own company, start your own startup, start your own thing, they will be the one initiating that. They don't need like other people outside saying that, oh my god, you're so smart, oh my god, you do it, or whatever. They don't need external validation, I have to say, because they are the initiators. And we have double ones, repeating ones. So like for them or for you, when you meet them, this could be like a new beginning. Also, if you see repeating ones like 11 11, or like 10 11, or like 10, or like 11 1 or something, or 11 10, it could be an indication like maybe this person is nearby. I'm not sure, but it's like the start of something new. So when they take this risk, which I feel like they'll be taking, and then like, you know, your meeting will be like around that time, it will feel like a new start for them, like they'll be on this new journey, you know. But coming back to the meaning of this card, individuality, these people, I have to say, are very unique beings. Maybe even eccentric or something. Like they will stand out in the crowd and they'll not like feel anything about it. Like for example, supposing they're called for a party and it's a black tie party. Everybody is wearing like this fancy dress and all of that, and they may come in like their sneakers and a hoodie, and they don't mind that because they came to that party for a particular goal, to meet, to network, to talk about their project, talk about it with intelligence and confidence, and then go home. So they don't mind that they stand out. And they are very well aware that they are unique, you know, and they have this individuality about them. And I think this fact that they are not ashamed, or that they are so aware of like how they are so different, makes them endearing to you. Like you may be like, bravo, I actually like this person's confidence. I like that the fact that they are not ashamed for being who they are, for being their authentic selves. So something very, like I said before many times, grounded, realistic, but also genuine and authentic. You know, so supposing like you send them a text, I have to say, and they don't respond, and then after 1 week you get a measly message saying, sorry, I was busy. They were not ghosting you or avoiding you, they were actually busy, hence they didn't respond. You know, so I can tell you like this person is not a player, they'll not be playing games. Like if they say something, that is what it is. You know, if they say can't talk now, busy, they actually can't talk because they are busy or whatever. So what they do, I would advise, is that don't take supposing they do something and you're not the most happy about it, I would say don't take it personally, because like I said, they are not the most experienced when it comes to like social understandings and social settings and social structure, how things work. So if they do something, it comes from a place of, it comes from a place of honesty. Can't talk, busy, didn't enjoy hanging out with your friends because they really didn't, or whatever. So they may have a little bit of a bluntness to them, but it's not because they are mean or rude or arrogant, but because that's just how they are. That's how it is. And we have caution. I think this is pretty self-explanatory in the sense that while they don't mind taking risks, like I said before, they'll always have a plan in place. They'll always have strategic planning. They'll always have a strategy. And also, they are very cautionary about nonsensical things. Like I said, they don't like to put their head in things that don't serve them. So, I can say this, that if they feel something is not right, it's not right. They will take that caution. They will take precautionary actions, and not because they're hyper or anything, but because they just don't want to get into the shit of having to clean up a mess after it's made. If it can be prevented, they would prevent it. They believe that prevention is better than cure. So if they have to take caution, do things in a very particular specific way, they'll do that. Also, I can say that when it comes to your relationship and you, if there's something that doesn't feel right, or they're like, oh, I don't feel good about you going for this or something, they're not saying it because they're possessive or anything, but because they get that feeling. I feel like they'll have once you guys are established, they'll have this protectiveness about you, and if something is not right, they'll want to take caution for that. They're the type of people who take the medicine even if they're having mild symptoms of a cold or something, just to avoid, or to not have to waste time actually having the full on cold and then finding a cure. They take all the preventive action that they can before, to avoid mishaps and all, just because they know they don't have the time or energy or interest to deal with that shit afterwards. But I'm going to read the meaning of this from the book just to get a better idea. So we have, this card is not a signal to rush things. It asks you to slow down and listen to your inner voice. If something doesn't feel right about the situation that you're in, ask questions, honor your intuition, and proceed with care. So like I said, they're going to take their time. They are pretty precautionary. So even when it comes to you, like I said, your first interaction is not going to be like, oh my god, I love them or whatever. They're going to take their time. They're going to study you. They're going to understand you. They're going to see you being as somebody who's potentially good with them. And then they would ask you out. And I also feel like maybe in the past, like they've misjudged or they've asked out wrong people, and it's not worked out, and it's like just weighed heavily on them, like maybe it's wasted their time or it's hurt them. So that's why they have that little extra precautionary layer. But when it comes to you, they're just going to do things properly, systematically. They're going to take their time in studying you, understanding your choices, your patterns, your rhythms, your personality, and then decide, okay, I really like this person, I should take this relationship forward, and then ask you. So I have to say, be patient with this person. Now we're going to look at these two cards, which is going to give us some insight about your relationship, and basically how, what you're going to see about it, from your perspective as well. So we have choose love with number 21. You always have choice. Make yours with love. And then the next, what did I do? And then the next card is new love. I embrace an opportunity for love in your work prospects or for spiritual growth. So yeah, this could be somebody you meet via work, or like on a spiritual level. And we have number 26. So we have 21 and 26. So these could be important ages, like maybe you're 21 and they're 26, or maybe they're 21 and you're 26. Or maybe like 21st and 26th are important dates in this relationship. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, talking about choose love. You always have choice. Make yours with love. So, um, when you're in a relationship, I can 100% say it's not gonna come from a place of like, how can I benefit from this person, or how good will this person be with me, or whatever. When they do choose you, it's gonna come from a place of love. Rest assured of that. They are not looking for like personal vested interest in you. It's going to come from a place of love, and like everything you'll do together will be like by choice. You know, if you'll choose a home or choose an apartment, it'll be from a place of love. It will be done from a place of choice. You know, I think they do know how to draw the line between what is good for me for my career and what is good for me because I love that person. You know, so, and I think for many of you guys, you will teach them how to like how to embrace love or embrace those feelings, and that's how they choose you, and they choose love. You know, so like, you know, maybe for like their friends and family, you may come across as like a very different choice, like not something they would choose otherwise, but then it's like, I love her or I love him, and that's all the rationality I need to make this choice, and then they choose you. But yeah, there's going to be a lot of love in this relationship. And then with new love and the meaning, embrace an opportunity for love in your work prospects or for spiritual growth. So this person is going to be a new person. I don't know if you've already met them or what, but I don't think this is somebody you know from before. They're going to be a new person into your life. And um, it also talks about embrace an opportunity for love in your work prospects or for spiritual growth. So this person or this relationship is going to encourage you to like fall in love with your work just the way they love their career and they love achieving their goals and working hard. They're going to inspire you to like love your job as well. But also this could be like a whole new love and a whole new person. And yes, you might meet this person through work. This should just talk about like the love language of your relationship. So we have the past is now behind you, release it and embrace new possibilities. A new path is now available to you, follow it with faith. So basically I just think moving forward. And the next one is a message for you. I'm thinking of you this very moment. Your love fills me with light. I love you. So I think this is their higher self channeling a message to you. You know? So I guess they're just saying, hang in there. I am thinking about you at this very moment. Your love fills me with light. I love you. So I have to say that although they are not the most social and they have a lot to learn about social interaction, they do have a romantic side to them. Yeah, and I think that gets confirmed with like imagination also, because like now it's occurring to me that when you're with them, supposing you had like these fantasies and these imaginations of what it would be like to be with your person, when you're with them, I think it's gonna exceed what you had in mind, you know. Maybe they have like this exterior hard. Oh yeah, that's what the deception card means. So maybe they have like this exterior ambitious, hardworking side to them. But once they allow you in, they have this mushy, soft, loving side to them. And that's what you're going to see through this. And with this card, the past is now behind you. Release it and embrace new possibilities. A new path is now available to you. Follow it with faith. So like I said, this person doesn't have time for nonsense, for things that don't serve. So like them, if they can let go of their past and just move forward, when you're with them, even you're going to forget all the nonsense and the bullshit that happened in the past and move ahead. Like, they're going to teach you to really, like, look forward and move ahead as people. Like, that's just how they are, and that's what they're going to teach you. And then we have this card is going to just summarize this whole reading and this relationship, but mostly what you love about them when it comes to you in specific, how they specifically make you feel. So we have number 16 with Ask Your Soul. So 1 is the number of new beginnings, and 6 is the number of unconditional love and balance and reciprocity and synchronicity. And ask your soul, I think this basically means like trust your intuition. Ask what your soul is asking you, like follow what, ask your soul and you'll find your answer. But I'm going to just read it from the book because the book explains it better. So here it is. Ask your soul. Wise questions create wise answers. Something you have asked for will soon turn up in your life. Every time you request something, you plant a seed in your quantum field of vibrational reality where it begins to grow and move towards you. This is how we create and expand consciousness. Asking is the first step in any creation. It only needs to be about 10% of the creative process. But somehow most of us make it about 90%. If we don't see any evidence our desires are coming into existence, we keep asking. This holds us in a place where the answers can't be heard. What you desire is on its way. You only need to ask once. It doesn't matter whether this is out loud or in your mind, because the universe interprets vibrations, not words. So I think what this is saying basically is that if you've been asking to meet this person, just ask. You know, if you've been manifesting this person, your manifestations are happening. Don't ask again and again. What it's trying to say is that everything that happens in your life doesn't happen because of like what you speak into existence, but rather the energy you put out. It catches on vibrations, not words. So if you've asked for this person and you've been trying to manifest this person, your manifestations are coming true. But what the universe is saying is, in the meantime, focus on yourself. Focus on creating a higher vibration. So when the time is right, this person just comes into your life or you get into theirs. Because like I said, you might meet this person in the most unconventional way because they are not like looking to socialize at the time of meeting you. So it's gonna be a very funny, unconventional, non-traditional way of your meeting. You know, and you may not even realize it, that this is the one. But what I think they're trying to say is follow your own dreams, create your own personality, pursue your own goals and visions, and let the universe do this because you've asked. And when the time is right and you all are in the both in the same place, and destiny and the divine is working its way, you all will come together. So yes, that is I think what it is trying to say. You know, follow your soul, follow your intuition, follow your dreams. When you're stuck, ask. So anyway, those are all the messages I have for you, pile 3. I hope it made sense to you. I hope it gave you a sense of clarity. I hope it made you feel good. I hope it gave you reassurance. If it did do any of the above, then please do consider liking this video, sharing it with those who you think it may help, commenting with what resonated, what didn't, what made you feel good, what didn't, so I can learn, and finally subscribing to my channel because that would really help me. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye. Hi, so if you guys chose the 4th pile, or like the one with the word success on it and this stone, then this is gonna be your reading. I'm gonna just put this aside because we're gonna start with the tarot to get an idea of your person's personality and how you perceive it and what you like about it. So the first one is 2 of Swords. No, yes, 2 of Swords. It's 2 or 4. It's 2. Looks like 5, but it's 2. Then we have 2 of Cups and we have 6 of Swords. Before we proceed, I just wanted to apologize for all the windy noise in the background. So if you hear plastic on my windows or if you hear the wind, It's basically, it's a very stormy night, the night I'm shooting, and actually because of this our electricity is very erratic. But I like shooting because it gives me like something to distract my mind, because if I think of the storm and I think of the wind, I just get more anxious, like, oh my god, what's gonna happen, oh my god, what's gonna happen. So there is that. But basically what I mean to say is, if you hear the doors banging or plastic splashing on the windows or just the wind, it's basically because of the stormy night. So yeah, that is that. Coming back to your cards, now that I see a repeating twos, I feel like two could be a very significant number in this person's life. Maybe like they're born on the 2nd or the 22nd of a month. Also, maybe their second house is like a very determining, important house to them. Like it may be like the dominant house in their birth chart or something. So yeah, that's basically what I felt like saying. Also, two is the number of partnerships and reciprocity and balance. So this person, I can say straight off, will make a very balanced partner for you, like the yin to your yang, something like that. But coming back to the meaning of the cards, with the Two of Swords, I can see that this person is going to be very introspective. Like, they don't make a boo-hoo or like a huge thing out of their issues. Like, they will not broadcast their opinions or what's on their mind, very loudly. They'll form their opinions or whatever, but they'll keep it like within themselves. And they're not the type of people who, like, if they're stuck in a situation or stuck in a jam of any way, that they'll like seek external force to help them. They're the type of people who like to go in words to find answers. So I'm guessing this person also would have a very strong intuition, because the Two of Swords basically means like going within to find an answer to, like, when you're thinking inwards and when you're reevaluating and reassessing and you're going inside to find answers, you have a little bit of a DND status. So it's like, when it's time for them to think or become introspective, they may not like want to be disturbed, or like they may go into a bit of a hermit mode. Like they'll want to just be by themselves. This person may also, like, be very spiritually advanced, like maybe they love to meditate, or they love to connect with God, or they have some connection with spirituality. Maybe they like to sit on grass and they like to do grounding. But I'm also getting the idea that this person, while they make a really good partner for you, they also do like they do value their own space. I feel like this is somebody who also likes their space a lot. But basically, I'm getting somebody with a very calming and a very introspective temperament. They may, in parties or like in large gatherings, this person may come across as a bit of a recluse or maybe a little reserved. But it's not because they're not nice to talk to or whatever. They value people and they value friendships. They just value their own time and their own mind more. So it's like, supposing, like, everybody always tells me that listen to everybody. If you're in a jam or you need advice, take everybody's advice. Like, listen to everybody, but only do ultimately what your mind and your heart tells you. So they definitely follow that kind of a route when it comes to like solving problems or listening to their mind or listening to their heart. And like with the amount of air energy, this person is definitely going to have a open mind. They're not close minded, but they just I think they like people who have a lot of mental substance. They will not probably want to get into like gossip or banal gossip or like just nonsense talks or something. They would want to be in the company of somebody who can contribute. So there is that. And with the Six of Swords, I feel like this is the kind of person who's always striving for something better. They're always moving on to something better. They're always evolving as human beings. And since this is Swords energy, I feel like they're always trying to, like, mentally become better and better and better. So definitely I feel like maybe this person has some kind of spiritual connection, like maybe they are very spiritual in nature. And they are always trying to get better at it. You know, they are not the type of people who feel like, you know, I'm the best at this. They always feel like there's more to do. Also with the Six of Swords, I'm getting the feeling like they are in a stage at the time of meeting you where they are making a passage from like into a better time in life. Okay, what fell? I don't know. I'll check it out afterwards. So it's like they're moving from like maybe a hard time to a better time. Definitely, I feel like that's what's happening. So they may be in a bit of a transitional phase when you meet them. You know, maybe they're actually like, and with the amount of water energy, like I feel countries are divided by water. So there could be like literally speaking, they could be moving from one place to another, maybe for work. Maybe they just don't want to live in this particular country anymore, you know, but they are moving to a better place, to a better time, to a shore where it's better. Also, the Six of Swords tells me like they'll also be going through a lot of mental transition. So, from being like maybe a cynical person or a pessimistic person, they may become a very positive person. I mean, I definitely feel like at the time of meeting you, they will be more upbeat and positive than they were before. And it's like they're changing the way they think and view the world, you know. And I feel like because of like the fact that they're introspective, they don't easily broadcast their stuff, they're not like big sharers. I feel like, and plus moving to a better phase of their life or a better place, I feel like maybe this person has been through a lot. um, Maybe this is just for a few of you, but like this person has been through a lot, and they are making that effort, they are changing their mindset, they are making those changes in their life to move on to a better phase, to move on to becoming a better, more evolved, happier person with a better life. So that's what I see with the Two of Cups. The Two of Cups is basically like a jackpot card you can get in a love reading if this is like a romantic person. um, the Two of Cups is basically finding yourself in somebody else. Also, it makes me think of like your mirror person. Like this could be a soulmate connection. And plus, with like the two seahorse and like the hearts, it's like y'all have a very deep and emotional connect. Like this is somebody you're going to be able to connect with, like you have not been able to connect with anybody else. And I definitely feel like there's no card that's indicating it as such, but I feel like destiny is playing a role because look, like they are moving. They are moving out of something sad and they're coming into something good, and that's when like they happen to meet you. Or maybe meeting you is putting them into a better place or something. So it's like your meeting, the time of your meeting and the way you'll meet would be very important, and I feel like that's orchestrated by destiny, you know. Also I have to say, like, this is a piece of advice, since you know they're going through this transition from like sad to good or like bad to better or like into a better phase of their life. I would say that this person is going to come into your life when you are in a more positive mindset, because that's when you'll attract them, since they are also going through this shift. So if like you have a negative or a cynical mindset, that time this person is not going to come into your life, because they themselves need to be in a place where it's, you know, more where positivity is more conducive for them. So yeah, if you're trying to manifest this person and you're not in the best place right now, this person is not coming anytime soon. But the minute you shift your mindset and your outlook and you start to like become more positive and more optimistic, and you start to manifest with conviction and with true intention, then that's when like you may meet this person. You may meet this person overseas as well, you know, because of like the water and the movement. And like since there's the boat and everything, I feel like this person is the kind of person who will even motivate you or motivate others to like think better. Like, you know, they, like I said, they are not like broadcasting their issues and their problems and whatever, but at the same time they're not the type of people who, if you went for help or advice, they would not tell you the truth. They're quite honest because of the amount of swords. They like clarity. They like honesty, they like truthfulness, and they don't like to be clouded in like nonsense. So they are not like beat around the bush kind of people. They get to the point very quickly. But yeah, coming back to the Two of Cups, I can say that they are emotional, they are sensitive. Um, they make a very good partner. They are like your mirror self. So like they're going to be very honest beings. I'm getting the word genuine, authentic from like this reading. So like they're going to be a very true, honest reflection of you. Like for example, supposing I gave this example even in pile one, I think. So, and I see a lot of similarities between this person and pile one. So if you want to watch pile one as well, go ahead. But basically, the example is that supposing you're in a public place and you happen to speak to somebody rudely, and it didn't occur to you that you were being rude, they would tell you that, you know what, you were being rude to that person. Maybe you should change the way you say things. And they're not gonna say it like, in a way to like point fingers at you or like to corner you or to like correct you, which is like very annoying. But they would say it in a very gentle and calming way, in a way that you would want to make those changes. And maybe it didn't even occur to you you were being rude, but they were like, you know what, that's not the best way to talk about things. That's not the best way to address a person. Even if you're in a lousy mood or whatever. And they'll say it to you really gently. And then it's like they are mirroring exactly like how you are and what you're doing, and that's where you'll feel the need to like become better, and the same applies to them, like, but they are honest in that sense. They will not project or portray something they are not or you're not. So supposing you get dressed for a party and you say, how do I look? If they genuinely feel like the dress doesn't fit you well enough or the shoes are not going, they would probably tell you that, but for your own good, and they would say it in a very nice way. But this is somebody with whom you find your match in like work, friendship, and love, even marriage. And it's like when you spend time with this person, it makes you happy. Like like your experiences are full of delight and pleasure, and like you're having a nice time. It's like the meeting of your heart and your soul, and there's a lot of fulfillment. There's a lot of completion, and it's a very proper, and it's a very wholesome partnership, if what I have to say. And it's like it's a very well matched, like relationship. Also, because like y'all have such a good match, I can say that between the two of you there would be a lot of empathy and a lot of compassion. So if like they have been through some real shit, rest assured they are gonna have a lot of compassion, because like I don't want to say this in like a bitchy way, but people who've been through a lot tend to have a lot of more empathy and understanding and more grounding than those who have not. So like it's how they are. So because this person has a lot of compassion and empathy, but also because they've been through a lot, maybe it's like they've grown up that way. So this is somebody with whom you can like open up and tell your secrets and know that you're not going to be judged. Yes, if you have been like, if you faulted on your part, they are going to tell you that. Rest assured, they are not going to lie, they are not going to sugarcoat. They're going to be honest, but they would say it in the most kind and soft and gentle way. So there's nothing to worry. And I think that aspect of them you're going to really, really appreciate, because maybe other people were like, oh no, you were not rude to that person. They just took it the wrong way, and they probably will just say, oh, it's nothing, because like they don't want to deal with that, and they don't want to deal with the reality of telling you that, hey, you were being rude. But this person will be honest. They were like, yes, you were, and it's okay, but next time don't do that. So they have that honesty and compassion and that maturity in them. Anyway, that's a lot for like this part. Now we'll move on to your chits to just get a general idea of like their personality. I'm sorry about that door again. It's the wind, so just bear with the wind today. I'll try. It's gonna be there for the next 2 days at least. So I'll try shooting once the wind goes, so like we don't have to deal with all this noise. But till then, we have Sporty. So, while it could mean athletic, I also feel like this is somebody who's like very sporting. Like, you know, if like people make fun, they don't take it seriously, they don't get angry about it. They're like a fun sport. They're like, it's okay, you can make fun of me. It's okay as long as it's meant in like light fun and light-hearted fun and just all of that. That's okay. Oh God, I dropped so many. Then we have contagious laughter. So like I said, this person is moving into very positive outlook. So I think, you know, I don't think they were always like this, but this is something they're transforming into. Having a very contagious laughter. Then we have open-minded. One fell down. So what is that? We have available. So I think what this means is basically just easily approachable, especially to those who they like, even if they come across as recluse or like, you know, happy in their own world, they're still available and easily approachable. Then we have moody, which could be true because like when they don't want to be disturbed, they don't want to be disturbed. And then we have emotionally strong. I can't exactly recollect for which pile this came, but it did come for another pile as well. So now I dropped a whole bunch and I'm going to pick them up and let me see, maybe we can use all to see which goes. So we have wild side, which could be possible. Then we have mysterious quality. I'm going to leave that open because none of us know what that is. Then we have ego, and this the last one that fell, we have cynical, which is ironic because I said they are just shifting from being cynical to more positive, but at times I feel like maybe their cynical side might emerge as well. We don't know that, but it could. Just move this up a little bit so we make space for the oracle cards. Now we are going to move on to the oracle section of this reading to get a better idea of like what this person is about and what their personality is like and any specific aspects of their life or anything. So this is the one we chose, which is success. The next one is service with the message, I feel good when I can help others. Then we have intuition with number 22. Again, repeating twos. So 2 is going to be a very important number, you know, in 22 as well. And then we have balance. Okay, so yeah. So anyway, coming to this reading, success, I think that's pretty self-explanatory in the sense that they do believe in being successful, which is why they're making this passage from like a hard time to a better time. So there is a very good possibility they could be moving for a job or moving for a promotion or something, or moving to like study something that is going to lead them to a good job. So for them, success is very important. But given these other cards, I don't feel like they're driven by pride or money or like, you know, personal victory or something. For them, success means like, you know, it doesn't mean like, okay, now I can get to be proud or I can get to like buy a Lamborghini or like buy a penthouse in New York or something. Maybe they can, but basically for them, success means like I have made it from like that phase of my life to something better, to feel good within, you know, not to show off to the world. Like I said, they are not the type of people who make a hue and cry out of their life about like what they do. They do things quietly to find happiness within, you know. And given that we have service and we have intuition and we have balance, I feel like this person is going to be a very giving person. And I just have to point out, so like there's green here, which is like of the plants, and then we have like this yellowness, and then we have a little bit of red, which is like a combination of all these three colors. So I feel like for them, success is about giving to others. It's driven by following their intuition, and it creates a sense of balance, you know. So like for example, I know this is a very dumb example, but I always read these fun facts about Friends on Instagram and stuff. So it said that when the Friends characters got paid their first ever paycheck after shooting the first episode or something, everybody bought different things. So Courtney Cox bought a car, but Matt LeBlanc, who had only $11 left in his account before he got the part of Joey, ended up buying himself a hot meal. You know, so for them, success is about, like, they have like requirements, like, okay, I want to live like this, but it's not about self-fulfillment. It's about having enough to help others, if you know what I mean. So coming back to service, or actually success, I just have to say that their success is not driven by greed or by money or by personal gain. It's driven by the need of like knowing that they have progressed from being where they were to coming into a better place. And the fact that they have enough to like help others who probably have been in a similar situation, or just basically helping those who need that help. Because the card says, I feel good when I can help others, and for them, feeling good within is like the most important factor. So I have to say that while I wouldn't call them stingy, they are not the type of people who would like flaunt their wealth or flaunt their success either. So they will like have like a decent house and live well and stuff, but they won't be overspenders or anything. Like they'll have enough in the bank to live well and to do well and cover the necessities and even some luxuries like maybe travel and stuff. But they will also, I think, keep aside money to save, but also to help those who are in need. So like I think they are the type of people who would like volunteer a lot, but also like donate to charities like anonymously and stuff. You know, like not make a big boo-hoo about it. Like for example, there are many of these when I watch YouTube videos, there are many of these videos where, you know, donate cart and stuff of like children or animals or anything in need, and like and it's like you can just donate how much ever you want to. So they may be the type of people who donate to those kind of things a lot, but they don't speak about it, or like they make donations to like foundations and stuff, but they'll not like make a big deal out of it. So yes, there is that. Coming to intuition, I just want to talk about 22 again. So like I said, 2 is the number of balance, partnerships, reciprocation. So I have to say that this person will be very receptive of like your opinions and what you have to say, you know, very open towards you. You know, there's a very good sense of give and take in this relationship. It's not going to be one-sided at all. And 22 could be like an important date. It could be an important number. So like 22nd of a month could be like when you all meet, or it could be like their birthday, or it could be like your birthday or something. But 22 and the repeating twos could be a very important signal as well. So if you see repeating twos in your life, anytime like it's 2, 22, or it's if you have like the 24 hours watch, it could be 22, 22 also. Or like, you know, you just see repeating twos, it means like maybe they are nearby. It could be. I don't want to guarantee that, but it could be. But coming back to the meaning of the card intuition, I think it's pretty straightforward that they have a very strong intuition. And because like they go so inwards, and that they are so internal, and they trust their own mind so much. They're so introspective. Their intuition would be very strong. So I think when it comes to business, when it comes to relationships, when it comes to people, they will 100% follow their intuition a lot. So this is also somebody who you can turn to and ask for like help. Supposing you don't have the best feeling about a certain situation or a certain business deal or like a certain offer or something, and if their intuition is saying that it's not good or it's good, they will be very well in sync and connection to it. I apologize for all the background noise once again, because like the storm is really at its like peak right now. So yeah. Anyway, so that is what I wanted to say about intuition. And then coming back to the last card, which is balance, I think that is also pretty self-explanatory, because that goes with like not only the number of twos in this reading, because two means balance and reciprocity and partnerships, but also like I said, they're very level headed, they're very balanced in their approach, they're even balanced in their habits. So, like, even if they're earning well, they'll not spend so much, they'll spend what is necessary, they'll have a good balance between spending and saving, you know, talking and listening. But basically, I feel they'll just have a very balanced outlook to life. So, whatever they've been through, it's really taught them and made them evolve into like this very well balanced, in harmony kind of a person. Like, even if they are very in tune with their spirituality, they'll never be overbearing of it, they'll not go around preaching it, they'll do it silently. And if you want to like join in, they'll say, oh hey, why don't you try this easy meditation or something, and they'll ease you into it, but nothing will be forced, nothing will be enforced upon you. So yeah, a very balanced outlook, a very balanced mindset, a very balanced temperament about this person. And like with the amount of green, this reminds me of like the heart chakra. So I feel like once this transition is done and they've made their passage and they've arrived at their destination and they're building this happier, more successful life, when they feel that contentment inside, they're gonna be very happy. Also, yeah, with the green, I feel like maybe this could be a specific message only for some of you. They could be vegetarians, or like they could have a very balanced approach to what they eat, like a very balanced diet also. Like they eat everything in moderation, they exercise in moderation. I think that goes with sporty. So yeah, basically just a very well-rounded, balanced person. Now we look at these cards, which should give us an idea of what your relationship is going to be like with them. So we have not your relationship, but basically how you'll feel. So we have like attracts like with number 2 again. So a lot of 2s in this reading. 2 could be a very important number, and the message is, if you long for more love, be more loving. So like I said, if you're trying to manifest this person, don't do it at a time when you're in a cynical state of mind, or like you're not in the best of places, because they are not gonna come to you when you're in that space, because they themselves are shifting away from like being cynical and being pessimistic. So be in a good space, be in a nice space, and if you want love, give love out basically. And more than what your more than a summary of sum up what your relationship is going to be like, I think this card is more about advice to you. So I think this is telling us more about like how you guys are going to meet and in what circumstances. So just if you're manifesting this person, which I feel like some of you are, do it when you're in a better positive mindset. In the meantime, I would say like them, work on yourself, work towards moving into a better phase of your life. If that means working at your career, becoming more financially independent, because if you are financially independent, you can live well and you can find that happiness. So if that's your issue, do that. If you're having some kind of a health issue, work hard on your health, come to a better place in your health, because your health can really screw up your mind as well. So whatever it is, till this person comes into your life, I would say work on yourself, go into, follow the 6 of cards and make your way into a better phase of your life as well. And that's when this person will come. But also coming back to like how this plays out in your relationship, I have to say that with the Two of Cups, there's going to be a lot of give and take. So like if you give love, they'll give love back. So it's like it's going to be a very well, like the flow of emotions and the flow of feelings is going to be very seamless and easy and happy, and a lot of it is going to be based on love. So when this person comes into your life, be prepared to like open your heart completely to love, and if you don't, they will make you open it up, but basically your heart will be open because that's how they'll come into your life. The next card is back to what you love, reevaluate your desires with number 3. So 3 is the number of expansion, fertility, growth, but coming to the meaning of this card, back to what you love, reevaluate your desires. So like I think in some sense this card basically means this card means that it's going to help you find that old childlike desires that you want. And when you're in this relationship, like I told you, this person is not going to sugarcoat things for you. If you've gone wrong somewhere, they're going to tell you as it is. That, hey, you know, you were being rude to that guy or whatever, in a nice way. So I think many things in your life, or like why you wanted to even find love, they're going to help you reevaluate the reason. Like for example, for them success is not driven by fame or money or greed. It's driven by the fact that they can help others. So it's like if you want a partner, why do you want one? Do you want one because all your friends are getting married? Do you want one because it looks good to have somebody to go to the movies? Do you want one because you watch so many rom-coms? Or do you want one because you're actually craving for somebody who can truly understand you? You know, so that's just an example. But being with them, they're going to help you also go inwards and understand and get a better understanding of who you are a person and why you do what you do and what drives your emotions and desires to do what you do, if that makes sense. You know, so, and I think a lot of your childhood dreams and fantasies that you had, they're gonna enliven it within you, like a rebirth of that kind of a thing. So going back to what you love, like for, and another example is supposing, you know, you like to figure skate, but and as a kid you used to do it, but you were not good enough to make it to the competition, so one day you just stopped. But they are like, if you enjoyed it, why do you want to do it to like enter competitions? Just do it like a sport because you enjoy it. So I think they're going to encourage you to like do more things you love, you know, not driven by some kind of end result, but just because you love it and it brings you that joy. And I think that's what this relationship is going to be about. Rather than finding a partner because it looks cool, because all your friends have one, or because it's good in the movies, you're going to have a partner because that's what you needed in this phase of your life. This person is going to help you grow into the person you need to be. This person is going to actually help you find that lost happiness that you were really craving for and you didn't even know you wanted it till they came into your life. So basically, I think that's what this means. These two cards should give us an idea what your love language is going to be like in this relationship. So we have sexual union, honor the place in one another where you are one eternal soul. For there you will find true bliss. So basically I think when you all are getting active and physical in bed, I think you're going to find each other's G spots or whatever it is that gets you all going, and it's going to be really nice for you. So I think your sexual chemistry, your sex life is going to be really good. Like you all really make like the yin and yang of each other. Y'all know what y'all enjoy of each other, basically. And the next one is, don't make decisions based on guilt or what you think you should do, for it is only in being true to yourself that you can be true to others. So basically what I said before, finding your authentic reason, finding the truth. So doing things not from a place of greed or like what other people would think about, but doing it from a place of love and personal desire, you know. So I think that's what this relationship is gonna be like, you know. And them being a perfect reflection of you and you being a reflection of them, you all will tell each other things as it is. So instead of doing things that you think or feeling guilty because you think that's the right emotion to feel in that moment, is not the reason to feel that emotions. You have to feel that emotion because you actually feel it from within, because it's come to you from within, you know. And that's what I think this relationship is going to teach you all: to be honest, to be open, and to evolve as beings and accept your own emotions, your own desires for what they are, rather than portray what you think other people should like be, what it should be like according to others. So I think a lot of authenticity, a lot of genuinity, and a lot of like, if both of you all, I think once you all come together, are going to evolve a lot as human beings. And now the final card of this reading is going to just tell us what you love about them when it comes to you, and basically an idea of like this relationship. So we have let go with number 18. So 1 is the number of new beginnings and 8 is the number of abundance. I'm going to just read this from the book because the book explains it better. So we have let go. Take back your power and thrive. Let all just be and take back your light. Stop trying so hard and breathe. Letting go does not mean jumping blindly into faith, but to release the resistance you hold about a subject so your dreams and desires can be realized. We have all hung on to a person, place, job, or idea because we think it will give us what we seek. But hanging on is the result of unbalanced thinking. This imbalance has you needing compensation. You created a deficit by compromising yourself, thinking that there was the way towards your dreams. It was your choice to do that. Now it is your choice to let go and create from love instead of fear. You deserve to have what you want without compromising your truth. You cannot change what has occurred. However, you can change what you do from this moment on. No one has been placed upon this earth to make you happy, just as it is not your responsibility to make anyone else happy. Free yourself and everyone else of the idea that we must please others to be loved. You are love and you are loved no matter what has happened in your or another's life. So I think basically, in simpler words, what this card means to say is let go of like societal expectations, let go of like expectations that don't come from within. Like for example, why do you want a partner? Do you want it because your friends all have one? Do you want it because it looks cool in the movies? But like let go of like old notions and things that are like holding you down and open yourself up to new possibilities. Don't waste so much of your energy trying to control and do things because they are done in a particular way. Let go of those and open yourself up to new experiences and new opportunities, and go with the flow of life, because if you go with the flow you'll meet your person. So like I said, y'all will evolve together as beings. So I think y'all will teach each other to also like open up and let go of old emotions. Like maybe you'll help this person get over their past trauma or whatever, and they will open you up to being a better or a more honest and a more authentic person. You know, so basically something like that. But those are all the messages I have for you, pile 4. I hope it made sense to you. I hope it resonated with you. I hope it gave you some semblance of clarity of what you love about your person. And if you don't have this person in your life yet, then in the future. But trust me, there's so much more they're going to love about you as well. So those are all the messages I have for you. If any of the above resonated with you or made you happy, please do consider liking this video, sharing it with those who you think it may help, commenting with what resonated, what didn't, what you enjoyed, what you didn't, because that's how I learn and grow. And then finally subscribing to my channel, because that would really help me. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.